That is how you bounce back. What a day. Arsenal 5, Nottingham Forest nil. Welcome to the match reaction. Welcome to everything Arsenal. Welcome to the match reaction for our 5-0 win against Nottingham Forest. It could have been more, let's be honest. What a win. Should have been 6, 7, or 8. Could have been anything. A couple of other missed chances, but this is what we needed. Remember what we talked about against PSV? Remember what we talked about in the last game against Southampton? Every comment that was made in this reaction was we need to start converting our chances. Arsenal need to start scoring more goals. We are creating enough. We need to start taking the chances and adding to our goal difference. We did exactly that today. And the way we blew away Nottingham Forest in those first 15 minutes of that second half, that reminded me of the Wenger days where we used to come back in the second half and score 3 goals against Liverpool, or come back in the second half and score 4 goals against Portsmouth in the first 4 minutes or something crazy like that. We did that exactly today. So this is the biggest win we've had at the Emirates Stadium since May 2018. So this is the biggest win we've had since Arsene Wenger left. So under Emery, under Ljungberg, under Arteta, this is the biggest win since Wenger left. That is absolutely amazing. This is how we need to blow away teams at the Emirates, because we have such a good record at the Emirates. Anything that comes to our place, I usually expect us to win. Like this season alone, we've won every single game at the Emirates. We've not even drawn one. And the last team to beat us at the Emirates was Brighton. I think it was back in March or something. Every other game we've picked up the win, and this was an amazing win today. A lot of positives. Obviously, there's the negative of Saka getting injured. I was absolutely devastated. Like, I do not like seeing Saka getting injured. And then on top of that, I had him as my FPL captain. It's very painful because I knew we were going to score a lot of goals today. I really wanted Saka to add to his goals and stuff. But listen, the player who came on, Reece Nelson, I'm one of those people who always say I'm not Reece Nelson's biggest fan. Like, even when Saka went off and Nelson came in, I was like, I didn't actually expect him to come on. I thought he was going to bring on Ketty or Marquinhos, but he did his thing. He did his thing when he came on. He got the goals. He got the assist as well. Fantastic performance. The way he finished, absolutely fantastic. I was so happy when the fourth goal went in and fifth goal went in. I didn't celebrate that much. I celebrated obviously because I'm an Arsenal fan and I want us to score 10 goals. But when I saw the goal score, I was like, oh man, I really wanted Jesus to score a goal. Like, I was watching a game with someone and they were like, why are you not celebrating? I was like, it's not Jesus. I want Jesus to score. I want Jesus to score. I really wanted him to score because I don't want to hear all that crap of he's gone 6 games without scoring a goal, all that. Because even today, apart from those 2 missed chances, he played so well. Like, he created 3 chances, got 2 assists. The other Nelson goal, it was from an assist from Jesus, but it was from a rebound though. So I really wanted him to score. But listen, it's still a positive day. We still managed to get 5 goals. We've taken our goal difference to plus 19, and we're back to top of the table. They do not like that. The rival fans do not like that. Arsenal are top of the table heading into November. They do not want that. That was also our last Premier League game at the Emirates until after the World Cup. We're not going to play any other Premier League game at the Emirates until after the World Cup. We now have 2 away games against Chelsea and Wolves, and 2 games against Brighton and Zurich in the Carabao Cup and the Europa League remaining until the season is over for now, until after the World Cup. So let me know what you made of the game. How happy are you? Are you happy with the bounce back? Did you want more? Is 5 too little? Did you want 6 or 7? Are you happy? Who was your player of the match? Which player did you enjoy watching the most today? Let me know. So as always, lineup and everything, match reaction and player ratings at the end. What a way to bounce back. I'm super, super happy. So hit the like button by the way if you enjoyed. Let's get to the Arsenal team for today. So defensively, no surprises. Tomiyasu, Gabriel Saliba, and Ben White. Ramsdale in goal, no surprises at all with that. And then midfield, Thomas Partey, Odegaard, and Xhaka. My goodness, that Partey shot, fantastic. Xhaka and Odegaard as well in midfield. This is definitely our midfield. Like, when everyone is fit, this is definitely the 3 guys who are going to be starting even when the crucial part of the latter part of the season. And then Martinelli, Saka, and Jesus. Saka was only on for a few minutes, like 20-something minutes, until he went off with an injury, unfortunately. And then on the bench, KJ Hine. I'm not sure where Matt Turner went because he didn't play last time as well. Tierney, Cedric, Holding, Lokonga, Fabio Vera, Marquinhos, Nketiah, and Nelson. That was the Arsenal lineup for today. No surprises at all. Maybe Tierney for Tomiyasu. Maybe some people wanted Tierney for Tomiyasu because of his attacking potential. We were facing a Nottingham Forest team that they've eliminated us twice in the FA Cup the last 4 years. I usually don't like facing them, but this was the Emirates Stadium. This was the time to score goals against them. And they also have a couple of players who always score against us. Lingard, Kouyaté, these guys at Man United, West Ham, they usually score against us. But this was their lineup. Not that you care that much, but they were playing a back four with Renan Lodi at left back, Aurier, the former Tottenham player, at right back, and then McKenna and Cook, and then Henderson, the goalkeeper, former Man United. They had Freuler, who is teammate with Xhaka at Switzerland. They also have Kouyaté and Yates, who's the captain, and then they had Gibbs White, Awiniyi, and Lingard on the left side. And then on their bench, they had Hennessy, Nico Williams, Worrell, O'Brien, Bolly, Mangala, Sarridge, Dennis, and Johnson. These guys signed more than 20 players in one transfer window, which is crazy. I don't like that approach because you're not keeping people happy and everything. Like all these players, like nearly everyone you can see on that on that picture, like almost 20 of them are new players. Like it's crazy. Both goalkeepers, the one who's playing, the one on the bench, new players, the defenders, everything. So they don't have that coordination. They don't have that understanding yet of each other. So it was still kind of the perfect time to face them. Although the last 4 games, they've picked it up. They drew with Brighton away from home. You know how good Brighton is. They beat Liverpool last week as well. I think they drew another game 0-0 or something somewhere, but they've been doing well recently. But the Arsenal of these days, I am usually very confident. These days, if we finish 10 minutes against Arsenal without conceding a goal, we've done something wrong. These days, that is absolutely fantastic. That is the one thing I've loved about Arsenal this season. 5 minutes, 10 minutes is enough to take the lead, and that is exactly what we did today. Saka with the ball on the right side. First of all, it came from Martinelli's pass. Martinelli gave the pass to Saka. Was it Ben White or Saka? One of them. Ben White was trying to overlap. That gave Saka a chance to cut back on his left foot and put in a fantastic cross, and Martinelli with the fantastic header to make it 1-0. This guy has been fantastic for us as well this season, especially at the Emirates. I think he scored against Leicester. He scored against Liverpool. He scored again this time round against Nottingham Forest. He does very well. I think he also scored against Aston Villa. So this season, Martinelli at the Emirates, he's been fantastic, and it was a fantastic header, good cross from Saka. And from then, I was like, we are going to get a lot of goals today. I have Saka in my FPL. I have Martinelli. I have Jesus. I was like, yeah, today we are going to get a lot of goals. And from then on, we actually created a lot of chances. But first of all, it was good to see what you can see on the screen right with this. It was really good to see this. Pablo Mari, he was discharged from hospital today, so at least he's okay for now. I think he will be okay. So it was great. Great message to him. In case you don't know what happened, he was attacked the other day at his team, or he's in Monza in Italy, but he was attacked in Milan. In a supermarket, he was not the only one. There were other people too in that situation, but he is okay. He's been discharged. So great message from the players. 1-0 to Arsenal. 2 minutes later, Saka passed the ball to Jesus, almost scored again a second goal. I really badly wanted Jesus to score. Like I was literally just looking at his movement. But I had Ian Wright's halftime analysis, which is true. Yes, he's missed a couple of chances, but he's still not a bad striker. But the way he plays for Arsenal, like the way how many times he comes back for the ball, like to collect the ball, and that's why he's usually involved in like 20 ground duels and stuff like that, because he's never just in the box waiting for the chance. So he usually gets involved a lot in midfield. He comes back to the defense to get the ball. He does it. That is the way Rooney used to play as well. But by the time he gets back to the box, it's already basically, some people are saying he's already tired by the time he gets to the box. Some people want him to stay in the box. This is what I heard from Ian Wright and Hargreaves at halftime. They want him to stay in the box and wait for the ball in the box to get 3-4 chances and not come back for the ball and try and shoot from outside the box. So that could be the thing. But yeah, he shot off target with that one. And then Saka was struggling a lot between the time he went down to the 26 minutes. He was struggling a lot. Like you're used to Saka going past players, but today he was getting the ball and passing the ball to other players, and I knew he was injured then. I don't think it's that serious, but it looks like he kind of rolled his ankle or something, which is obviously bad news for Arsenal, and it's obviously bad news for England as well. They definitely need Saka, both teams. Saka is a fantastic player, especially on that right wing. Like it only took him 5 minutes today to create a chance for Martinelli. He was fantastic. But yeah, I really hope it's not very, very serious. Especially that you have Chelsea next week. Like that is the one game that you really want Saka to be fit. And you saw everyone was going to him, hugging him, consoling him, because They know how important he is, and I hope for his sake he does make the World Cup. Obviously, for Arsenal, if I'm not an England fan, but I'm an Arsenal fan. Ideally, you want your players to rest and be fresh for December and stuff. But if I was to choose a player that I really want to go to the World Cup, it's Saka, because I think it's good for him. After the Euros he had last year, it would be good for him to make things right this World Cup for England. So Saka hopefully is fit by the time we face Chelsea. I don't think he has to play against the team that he played. We were playing against on Thursday against Zurich. He doesn't really have to play, so hopefully he can recover from the injury for the Chelsea game. But Reece Nelson came on for him and he did his thing. We'll come to him. So between that 7th minute and 41st minute, Thomas Partey, I was getting a bit mad with him again today because he did misplace like 3 passes today. And I was like, oh no, you cannot do that, man. You cannot do that, because he did the same thing against Southampton. And then there's a player called Gabriel, because I really want Jesus to score so that people stop saying he doesn't score goals. And I usually want Gabriel to defend well 90 minutes, because I know if he makes one mistake, people will be on to him. This is why Gabriel needs to be replaced. But what the hell was he doing passing the ball to Lingard? You cannot do that. You seriously cannot do that. Like literally today as well, Ben White. I hope every time you watch Arsenal these days, guys, you put more respect on White's name. Do you know Ben White saved Saliba against Leeds like 3 times that day? Today, he saved Gabriel, because that was a goal. Gabriel had literally assisted the worst player, Lingard, the player that we do not want to score against us. Literally, he was passing the ball to him, and it was going in. Ben White with a fantastic block with that. Ben White has been fantastic. Last season, I remember people saying Gabriel has carried Ben White this season. There is nothing like that. Right now, if I ask you who's the better defender right now, it's by far Ben White. And he's playing at right back, but he's been fantastic for us. Even going forward, the overlapping runs, the way he's going forward, like helping Saka to get space to cross the ball. Ben White has been fantastic. But Gabriel, I do not know what the hell he was doing there. It's very lucky that goal didn't go in, because it would have been 1-1. And a lot of people would have been like, this is why look at Gabriel again making the 4th mistake of the season. We do not want that. So we were lucky there that Ben White saved us right before halftime. And halftime 1-0. I was expecting more goals in the first half, because you're setting the game very, very well. And actually, in terms of stats, that first half, we literally dominated them. I think we had like 22 touches in their box. We had a 72% in terms of possession in the first half. We had 10 shots. They only had 4. We had 3 shots off target. We had 5 corner kicks. We had 8 shots inside their box. We completed 3 times the number of passes they completed. They won more duels than us, but we were definitely creating a lot of chances in that first half. And we were getting the ball inside their box a lot of times. So there was a lot of chances to make it 2-0 and 3-0, because you never know what is going to happen in the second half, especially considering the last 2 Premier League games against Leeds and Southampton. We've come back. We've played so well in the first half, missed chances, and then come back in the second half, because Leeds absolutely dominated us in the second half 2 weeks ago, and Southampton last week as well. They did better than us in the second half. And also PSV. PSV didn't get a goal against us in the first half, or they did. They were disallowed in the second half. They took us apart. They could have had like 5 goals in that second half. So in the second half, we've not played that well this season, but today, fantastic. We were definitely hoping we'd get more goals in the second half. First half, we've not played well, sorry. Second half, we were hoping we'd get more goals. And we did exactly that. So, by the way, Arsenal do not concede goals in the first half. I think Liverpool are the only team to score a goal against us in the first half. Nunes. I think all the other games have not considered a goal in the first half, if I'm not wrong. Maybe Leicester, but we've not considered more than 2 goals. We've definitely not considered a goal in the first 15 minutes of a game. So that is good. We usually start the games fast and don't give the opposition time to settle. Second half started. Jesus had a chance right away. Tomiyasu with a fantastic cross on his left foot. Fantastic player once again, playing on the left side. And then came the second goal from this guy, Reece Nelson. I was so happy that he got a goal, man, because I've also not been saying good things about him the last couple of weeks, especially the game that he was brought in with getting the Europa League. He did not take his chance at all. He definitely did not take his chance that day, but today he definitely took his chance. Jesus got the ball, gave the ball to him on the right side. He left the defender on the floor, shot the ball with his left foot. The goalkeeper saved it, but then on the rebound, Reece Nelson with a fantastic finish. Fun fact for you: Reece Nelson's first goal for Arsenal ever. He scored it against Nottingham Forest I think it was the Carling Cup at that time. And this time round, he announced himself back to the Arsenal fans again, scoring against Nottingham Forest. So Fantastic. That's 2-0 to Arsenal. By this time, I knew it was game over. I don't expect Nottingham Forest to score 2 or 3 goals against us. It was time to add to our goal difference, but I did not expect it to be as good as that. Just 2 minutes later, once again, Reece Nelson, everyone, I was screaming, shoot the ball, shoot the ball. Jesus had the chance. It fell to Odegaard. I think it fell to Jesus, and Jesus was a very, very good cross, a cheeky cross, and Reece Nelson once again to make it 3-0. A double, 2 goals for Reece Nelson. I definitely did not expect that. That was fantastic. And it was a good finish. Both of them are two good finishes. Like the first one, roof of the net, and the second one, very cool finish because it was from a tight angle. Even the cross itself was from a tight angle from Jesus. So it was great to see. So Jesus created both goals for Nelson. So it was good to see. 3-0 to Arsenal. But imagine what? It got even better than that. When everyone scores, it was either going to be Jesus to score to make my day today, or either a Thomas Partey rocket, and he's done it twice today. He spent 2 seasons at Arsenal. All his shots went off target this season. 2 of them have gone in. 4-0 to Arsenal. What a fantastic finish. Another Nelson attacking return. He got the assist for the goal. And Partey, my goodness, that shot was absolutely fantastic, man. Thomas Partey, no chance for the goalkeeper to save it. Absolutely no chance. I think that was the goal of the day for sure. I was really, really happy to see him getting on the score sheet to make it 4-0. Literally, we got 3 goals in the space of 8 minutes, and it could have been 4 because 1 minute later, Jesus had the chance. It was a good save from Henderson, but you need him to put it on the far post, because if that was Thierry Henry, that chance that Jesus got, the when Henderson saved, if it was Thierry Henry, it could have been a goal. And there's another player who would have scored that you don't like, Adebayo. Adebayo used to like scoring those kind of chances, like carving the ball to the far post. He absolutely loved that. But he still played well today, Jesus, but I really, really wanted him to get a goal. Right after that as well, we made our first 2 subs. It feels nice to score the goals early and get the subs done. Fabio Vieira came on. We also had Cedric coming on for Martinelli and Tomiyasu. Jesus stayed on. I'm pretty sure if Jesus had scored like 2 goals today already, I'm pretty sure he would have been subbed off. But because Arteta as well wanted Jesus to get a goal for himself, that's why he left him in for 90 minutes. I don't think he would have played. And the other good thing with Jesus is that he's been on 4 yellow cards for like almost 2 months. He's not picked up the 5th yellow card, the 5th yellow card to get him suspended. So at least his discipline has kind of improved. But he usually gets yellow cards because he's involved a lot in the midfield play. And then Xhaka went off as well. Saliba went off. You know, things are looking good when Saliba can go off. Like things are very comfortable when Saliba goes off. And then Ketty and Tierney came on. And then came the 5th goal. Another fantastic finish, this time from Martin Odegaard to make it 5-0. Another Jesus assist, so he was not terrible today. It was a fantastic finish as well from Odegaard. Fantastic for our captain to get a goal today. And that is how the game went against Nottingham Forest. Should have been 8 or something like that. I really wanted more goals. If you're going to compete against Man City, you have to score 5-6 goals every day. And these days, there's a certain Newcastle as well that is scoring 5 goals every day. So in terms of stats, possession, we had 69%, they had 31%. We had 24 shots today. Another game at the Emirates where we've had more than 24 shots. 10 shots on target, 2 shots on target for them. We had 5 shots off target. They had 2. Corner kicks, we had 9. They had 4. We didn't pick up a yellow card today. That is great. We had 4 big chances. We scored 5 goals. Not bad at all. I think one of the big chances was for Jesus. We had 18 shots inside their box. We only allowed them 2 shots inside our box today. We actually tripled the number of passes they had. We had more than 600. They won more duels and more aerial duels than us, but that doesn't matter. They made more tackles, more clearances because they had more defending to do. But that is the perfect result to get right after drawing and losing. This was the perfect game to get up against Nottingham Forest, a team that lost 4-0 to Leicester a couple of weeks ago, but they've picked it up recently. So I was quite happy to see see us taking advantage against them. So let me see what you guys are saying before I come to the player ratings. The Man United game has started and they are currently drawing 0-0 against West Ham. I really, really want them to lose. That would be perfect. Tactical says, so many people on Twitter saying this is going exactly like Southampton and Leeds. Arsenal are going to crumble in the second half. Didn't happen. Second half, this is what we got. Champagne football. But there's always that risk, Tactical, because when you miss your chances and then second half, you never know. Something stupid can happen, like that Gabriel pass to Lingard. Something like that can happen, and then you just give them the goal. Anu says good win for sure. Good afternoon, Anu. RK says, how are you doing? I'm doing fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Lee says this is just the starter. Bring on Chelsea. That is the one game that I'd be absolutely over the moon if we can beat Chelsea. I really hope Saka can make it, but it's good for people like Nelson to get confidence like this, because if Saka is out for next week, we'll need players like Marquinhos and Nelson to step up. Players like Nketiah, we know he loves the game at Stamford Bridge. Great win for Arsenal, says Right, for sure. Great result, says Niall. Nice seeing you. Well done, guys, says Paul. Raheem says the league is for us. May God lead us through. Simon says wonderful performance. Thanks to all the Arsenal family and fans. I loved the start of the game. Arsenal fans singing songs. I love it, man. Lam says good job. Usually comments in some posts. Nelson is better than Ketia while playing and fighting for Arsenal. But anyway, good job, Dan Gunners. I mean, you can say that, but to be honest, for me, if I'm pretty sure the only reason Nelson is still at Arsenal is because he got injured, and I'm pretty sure would have loaned him out. But if he stays in place like this, with this like Carabao Cup, Europa League, we still need them for those competitions. We have a big game in the Europa League this week that we have to win to finish top, so he will be needed. It's good to have players coming from the bench and scoring goals and building their confidence, because we know, everyone knows that our bench is not that good enough. We know that when Saka and Partey go off, we know they're not, the players that are replacing them are not as high quality as them. So we need them to get confident as much as possible. We are good to go, says John. I'm so happy to see this performance. I'm worried Jesus, my guy, needs goals. I really wanted him to score, man. Like, as I told you, I saw Odegaard scoring the 5th goal. I was like, no, man, pass the ball to Jesus. I really wanted him to score. Really, really wanted him to score. Because, again, he didn't play badly today. I was waiting for him to score, honestly. I love him. Congratulations to the Gunners. Hope Saka is fine, says Tactical, for sure, man. Like, 5 minutes is all it took him today to create something. That's how good he is. So I really hope he's fit. A good result. Says Johnson, we are top again for sure, man. Good performance today, says Mighty. Nelson was great today, says Rays. Happy with the win and a clean sheet. There's that too. You saw how much our goalkeeper smiled at the end of the game, Ramsdale, because he knew it kept the clean sheet. Kamara said, we're going to play Zurich at home, right? Yes, it is at home. And they have lost. They had lost 4 games before they won against Glimt the other day. At home, I would expect us to beat them. And it depends on how PSV plays against Glimt. PSV are going away to Glimt. I don't think they're going to win that game. You saw how hard we found it away at Glimt. But let's just do our job. Like, even if we can't draw, let's win the game. But I was saying, if we even draw the game and PSV don't beat Glimt, you're going to finish top. But no, in a home game against Zurich, we want to build confidence of players like Fabio Vieira and Nelson and Fabio and Marquinhos. So let's get the win. Samuel says, congratulations. Tactical says Reece has been a better player this season than his bestie Sancho. Who's that? Sorry, Tactical. Sancho. Which team does he play for? Never heard of him. Never heard of him before. Achan says, very impressive. Today's game was so good. Thanks to all the Arsenal boys who played a nice game today, for sure. And he played once, says Tactical. Yes, he played once. That other guy has played the entire season. Cooper out, says Cozy. Cooper out. Nice seeing you, Cozy. Charles says, good work. This is Arsenal we want. Teamwork witnessed. And Cozy also says, I almost could not believe how good we were. That second half especially. It could have been 6 or 7. That was huge. UEFA game at home on Thursday, says Lee. Great performance, says Awa. I pray Saka should be available against Chelsea, hopefully, man. Please subscribe, says RK. Appreciate it. Job done, says Kalechi. Excellent, says Mandla. Baria says, congratulations, you Gunners, for a convincing win. Yes, if you're just joining, this is our biggest win at the Emirates since Wenger left. So it has been long. It has been almost 5 years since we won a game like 5-0 at home convincingly. We've never done it, and Emery and Teta never done it before. So we usually score 4-0. It's usually 4-0 the most. Sunday says, what is happening to Jesus? There's nothing that is happening. I know he's gone a couple of games without a goal. I don't think it's something major to get worried about. I'll try and do like a breakdown on him, because the way he's playing almost like every single position for us. And as I said at the beginning of this stream, the way he's coming back for the ball and collecting the ball, he's not getting himself into the box. You want your striker to get and stay in the box. Sometimes you want them to come for the ball and try and win the ball and create chances. He's doing that. Like, it's very rare you see a game Jesus finishes without a goal and assist. If he doesn't get a goal, he'll probably get like 2 or 3 assists in a game or something like that. But yes, we definitely need him to score. He did miss the chances today. I know that as well. Bring on Chelsea and Wolves. No Thomas, no Partey, says Svinu. What is going on about Arsenal's transfers? We'll talk about that, but I'm pretty sure we're going to sign players in January, so that is good. Hanu says, because have you been? I think Partey's strike today is better than one against Tottenham. Really? I mean, today was very good, though. Today was very good. I think I would kind of agree with you, but obviously because it's Tottenham and it was the opening goal of that game, I'd still go with the Tottenham one. But in terms of strike against strike, probably this one was better. Saka needs to rest, give other players a chance, says Lee. How are you? Olani, hi, bro. How are you? Are you happier than me? I'm just happy with the win. I'm just happy. I could have been happy if Jesus got a goal today. Really, he's the one player that I really wanted to score today. So I'll come to the rest of your comments. Let's do the player ratings. Today is going to be more positive than it was the other day. So let's start with Aaron Ramsdale. I've given him a 7. Didn't really have much to do today. Let's be honest. He didn't make any save, did he? He made 2 saves, yes, but I don't even remember any of them. He only had 1 high claim from one of their corners. He had 26 touches, 93% in terms of passes. He only had 15 passes to make Ramsdale, so he literally did not have anything to do today. But I'm going to give him a 7. Still a good goalkeeper. He was up against Henderson, another England goalkeeper, so it was good to show that he's better than Henderson today, and I think a 5-0 would help. I think Pickford is still ahead of him in England because Pickford is still a good goalkeeper in terms of saving shots and also his kicking, but hopefully Ramsdale does go to the World Cup and get at least a game. Next up, let's do the fullbacks. Ben White, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. He's always been a brilliant player for me, as you always hear me saying every single day. Everyone who was saying Ben White, 50 million, he can never be a 50 million player. He can never be a 50 million player because he's a 78 million player. He's fantastic. Like, seriously, if Southgate does not pick Ben White for England, he's favoring players. There is no way you can pick Mings or Stones or Maguire ahead of Ben White right now. Absolutely not. If you tell me players like Tomori and Trent and those kind of players, I would understand. But if he goes with Maguire, Mings or Stones ahead of Ben White, that would just be crazy. That would be favorism. There's no way you can pick Mings ahead of Ben White because of quality. That does not exist as of now. So in terms of the way Ben White is playing right now, he should be a starter for England for sure, for 100%. So Ben White, 8 out of 10. He literally saved our guy Gabriel today, as I said, with that save. What a fantastic save from from Ben White, from Lingard. It should have been a goal. It was going to be a goal. He also made 1 tackle. He had 3 clearances. He won 2 out of his 3 ground duels as well. Fantastic from Ben White. I absolutely love him. It's not only that in defending. As I said, the way he pushes forward next to Saka, like that goal in the opening 5 minutes, if you watch the build-up, some of it came from Ben White because the way you overlapped on the right side and Saka got the space to cut in and cross the ball with his left foot because the defender went with Ben White. Fantastic. Remember, he's not even a right back. Ben White is a centre back. Fantastic. Ben White gets an 8 for today. The next player is Tomiyasu. Again, fantastic. I'm also going to give him an 8. There's a cross he put in with his left foot at the beginning of the second half for a Jesus header. Fantastic cross. I didn't even know he had that in his game with his left foot. That was a fantastic cross. But whenever he's needed, he does his job. Again, a player who's playing out of position because Tomiyasu is not a left back, but wherever we are playing Tomiyasu, he plays fantastically well. Last game against Southampton, he was not that great for sure, but today I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10, although I still think Ben White is better. 2 out of 4 ground duels. He also completed all his crosses today. Long balls, no ball given away today at all. So 8 out of 10. He was also subbed off in the 63rd minute. We kept a clean sheet, yes, but Gabriel, I'm going to give you a 7 out of 10. He did defend well in the second half whenever he's needed to. But that first half, that ball he was giving away to Lingard, that is suicide, Gabriel. You cannot do that, especially not after you've given away like 4 or 5 chances this season. You cannot do that. He was fantastic against Leeds. He was fantastic. He was better than Saliba in that game. But today, for that mistake, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He still did well in the second half. I think he dealt well, but he does have those crazy moments, like he will just try and dribble past Mitrovic and lose the ball, or he'll show a bit of overconfidence and lose the ball. listen, he's still not an old player. He still has, like, for a defender, he still has like another 15 years to go in his career, but definitely needs to cut that out of his game. But today, 7 out of 10. I'm going to also give Saliba 7 out of 10, although I think he was slightly better than Gabriel. In terms of stats, I wanted to check Saliba and Gabriel's stats in terms of blocks. They didn't really have a lot to do. I mean, he made 1 clearance, only 1 interception, 2 tackles, so not much to do. 93% in terms of accurate passes. Another thing I noticed with them, Saliba, Gabriel, and Tomiyasu, especially in that first half, like there's a time Gabriel went to left back for like a minute, and then Tomiyasu came in as a defensive midfielder. Saliba moved to the left side a bit. There's a time Saliba went into midfield. Tomiyasu dropped back. So that is very good to have. In our forward line, Saka can move to the left side. Martinelli can move in as a striker, and Jesus can move to the right side. In our defense as well, all these players that we have playing for our defense right now, like literally maybe slightly apart from Gabriel, the others, all of them can play anywhere. Like in that first half where you can see Tomiyasu, Gabriel moved there for like a minute. Tomiyasu came to where Partey is. Then Saliba moved to where Ben White was a bit. Then the time Saliba pushed the ball forward to where Partey is, Tomiyasu dropped in. That you can only do that if your players are mobile enough and they're versatile enough. They can play in a lot of different positions. You can definitely not do that with the defense of Mertesacker and Mustafi. Just imagine that. Mustafi moving to left back position, Debuchy moving to center back. Yeah, that would not be great at all. But we can do that right now because all of them can pass the ball, no problem at all. Ben White is okay with passing the ball. Saliba is okay with passing the ball. All of them have control, so it's great to have that. Tomiyasu moved to center-back because he used to play as a center-back for Bologna a few games. That is great to have that. So Saliba 7 as well today, Gabriel 7. So that is the defense. Ramsdale 7, Tomiyasu 8, Ben White 8, Gabriel 7, Saliba 7. After the end of the first half, Partey had given away the ball like 2-3 times when we were trying to attack or even trying to defend. I was like, Partey cannot do that. I was going to give him like a 6 out of 10, but that goal, oh my goodness, that goal gave him straight away another extra 2 points for an 8 out of 10, because that second half was fantastic. That goal was fantastic. And that, you know, when someone scores a goal like that when you're 3 goals ahead, that's just the crowd itself just excites the crowd even more, man. You're asking for a 5th goal, a 6th goal. It was great to see that fantastic finish from Thomas Partey. And even after that, he tried another shot, but this one was off target, more of like the Partey that we know. He also had 4 out of 6 long balls. He had 1 key pass. I think he had the pass did he pass the ball? I think he passed the ball to Martinelli for Nelson's second goal. I think he passed the ball to Martinelli, and then Martinelli gave it to Nelson's second goal. I think that build-up, it came from a Partey pass. So it was great. I think he passed the ball to Jacques or something, and then Jacques gave it to Martinelli. I don't remember it well, but it came from a Partey pass. So 8 out of 10 for Partey. I'm so happy that, he's been fit for a month. This is new to us. Partey has never been fit this much. So I'm really, really happy that since the Tottenham game, like since the international break, he's been fit. So I'm really, really happy that Partey stayed fit. Hopefully he can play for us the next couple of games as well. And then hopefully him and his country can do well at the World Cup for himself. Hopefully no more injuries. Next up is Granit Xhaka. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10, although it could be like a 7.5 if I was giving halves, because even the goals that we scored, like Xhaka is getting himself into so many good positions. Like, do you notice these days we are not here talking about, oh my goodness, Xhaka gave away this ball, Xhaka did this, Xhaka did that, he got a silly yellow card. Actually, these days is Xhaka getting fouled. He was fouled by Gibbs White in the first half. He should have been given, if it was Xhaka fouling him, it could have been a red card, these damn referees. Fantastic again, Xhaka. Nothing to complain about today. Fantastic. Was he the captain? No, it was Odegaard, the captain, but Xhaka, fantastic these days, man. Absolutely fantastic. Nothing to complain about with him. Let me see, because SofaScore have given him a 6. I don't know why they're giving him a 6. 88% in terms of accurate passes, 2 key passes. I think 2 of them led to goals. Didn't have a shot today. Henderson should be thankful for that. 3 out of 4 ground duels as well. I mean, that is a good performance. 7 out of 10 for me. I don't know why SofaScore is giving him a 6 out of 10, but you don't care about them. We're going to give Granit Xhaka 7 out of 10. I'm telling you, if Granit Xhaka was playing like this every single day, we would not have been asking for Tielemans, Milinkovic, Savic, all that. This is a fantastic, fantastic season he's having. Granit Xhaka playing like a combination of Pirlo, Zanetti, Xavi, Iniesta, Alonso. He's playing like a combination of all those midfielders that were there back in the day. Next up, Odegaard. I've given him an 8 out of 10. What a fantastic finish for that goal. And even apart from that, he's so comfortable in the ball. Like when you watch Odegaard in the ball, like you're almost guaranteed that he's not going to lose the ball. Like every time, like obviously this generation, like whenever we are watching games, you're busy tweeting as well and checking Twitter, what everyone is saying, Facebook, all that. Whenever we have the ball and Odegaard gets it in the midfield, that is the time where I can check a bit of Twitter, because I know he's not going to give away the ball. He's definitely not going to give away the ball. I know when I look up, he's still going to have the ball, or he's made a fantastic pass. So fantastic finish again today. Another player who has improved a lot this season, Odegaard. Like we are now starting to see every single game he plays, we are seeing how much. We signed him for like 30 million. That is a bargain. Like there's a reason he was signed by Real Madrid. Like there's a reason. He had 5 key passes today. 5 key passes today. He had a goal. Obviously, he had 11 crosses today. He doesn't even cross this much, so that is great. He created 1 big chance. He had a shot on target, which was a goal as well. Fantastic. He lost 1 clearance. He did lose the ball a lot of times, 20, but usually with players like Odegaard, Bruno Fernandes, and I'm not saying Bruno Fernandes is anywhere near Odegaard. Bruno Fernandes wants to be Odegaard when he grows up. Let's get these things right. Or Bruno Fernandes, when he grows up, he wants to be like Martin Odegaard. Whenever Bruno Fernandes opens his TV, he looks for Odegaard highlights to see what to do. So let's get that right. So all of them, they usually lose the ball a lot of times because they try to get the through passes and all that. So Odegaard gets an 8 out of 10 for today. But his 8 is slightly a 7.5 because I think Partey was better. Ben White was better today. Next up is the forward players. I've given Saka 6 because I mean, if he played for 90 minutes, those Reece Nelson goals would have been Saka scoring those goals. And I had him as my FPL captain, and then he gets injured. This FPL bad luck is too much. Like the day Captain Saka, he gets injured, and I'm sure he would have scored a goal and gotten like 2 assists in that game. But for the time he was on, even he tried to play on with an injured foot. But you saw today, Bukayo Saka on 1 foot, he's still better than Sancho. Saka with 1 foot in those 25 minutes, he's definitely still better than Sancho. Again, let's get that right. Sancho as well has pictures of Saka in his bedroom. Saka 6 out of 10 for today. For the time he was on, he got an assist. So really, really hope he can make the next game because he's brilliant. Saka is absolutely brilliant. Next up is Gabriel Martinelli as well. Fantastic header. He reminded me of the headers he used to score when he used to play for us as a striker, like the fast season he was here. 7 out of 10. Fantastic once again. He's been absolutely great for us at the Emirates this season. Another player who has improved a lot. Last season, the campaign was Ben Martinelli, and a lot of people are saying, why is Martinelli not starting? Arteta out. Why is Martinelli not starting? This is why Arteta shouldn't be Arsenal manager. All that was being said. And I was like, no, Smith Rowe is good. Why are people asking for Smith Rowe to be subbed off? Smith Rowe is very good, but Martinelli is very, very good. Like, every time he has the ball, you can see the defenders. Like, I'm sure if we had like an X-ray on the pitch, I'm sure like the defenders like hearts are beating very fast when Martinelli has the ball. Like they can't handle his pace. He has that Brazilian technique. He has that Brazilian never give up attitude. He just has that Brazilian in him, So I did say, although I did say last game I want him to improve on his crosses. Let's see how he did on his crosses today. Oh, he only crossed the ball once today. That's crazy. But it wasn't completed as well. But 2 out of 2 long balls. He got 2 shots on target. He got a goal, of course, the opening goal, the very important opening goal. Because, if that game gets to like 30 minutes without a goal, you're going to start getting nervous. Oh, we're going to drop more points, but not with Martinelli in the team. When you have players like this in the team, things are looking good. So Martinelli, 7 out of 10. He lost position 10 times, but he made 2 interceptions. He was caught offside once. Martinelli, fantastic player. Like, if you want to sign Martinelli right now, you're going to have to pay like 100 million. I'm hoping he does go to the Brazil squad as well. I mean, I think it's hard because Brazil have a lot of players on that side. Like with England, I'm like, no, come on, score. Oh, West Ham almost scored a goal. So close. With England, you look at Ben White and you look at Maguire and Mings, you're like, surely Maguire is not better than Ben White. Ben White should be the one starting. But with Brazil, I understand. Martinelli plays in the same position with players like Vinicius. So Vinicius and Neymar. So I don't expect Martinelli to start ahead of Vinicius and Neymar. And then there's also Rafinha and Richarlison and Rodrigo and Paqueta and all these guys that they have, Firmino, Jesus. So it's hard for him to start. But if he actually gets picked, it would be so nice for him because it's been from the season that he's had. He definitely deserves to go to the World Cup. So 7 out of 10 for him. And then we are coming to Gabriel Jesus. I know some of you are saying what is happening to Jesus, blah, blah, blah. He did play well. He did play well today. He missed the chances. Yes, I needed him to score a goal badly. But for today, for Southampton, definitely, I think he cost us the win in that game. But for this game for today, I don't think he cost us. He helped us get those 5 goals. But maybe I need him to stay in the box more because the number of times he gets outside the box and works hard for the ball, that's why he even gets tired very, very quickly. I'm not making up excuses, but if you watch the game, just see how many times Gabriel Jesus is not in the box waiting for the ball. He's outside the box waiting, dribbling and waiting to get the ball and creating chances, which you could understand why he gets tired a lot, but no excuses as well. But he did get 2 assists. It could have been 3 because he got the pass to Nelson, and then Nelson shot the ball. It got blocked, and then Nelson scored from the rebound. So it could have been 3 assists. So if you watch the game as a whole, still good. I mean, it's still better than having Lacazette from last season, right? Or would you rather have Lacazette or Jesus from this season? You'd rather have Jesus from this season because he's still involved. You'll never watch a game and then you're like, where's Jesus? Why I'm not seeing Jesus? No, he'll always get involved in the game. He doesn't shy away from the game. That is the one thing I love about him. And he also created the chances today. I'm pretty sure he created a lot of chances. Let's just check. Let's check Gabriel Jesus. He had 2 assists today, 3 shots on target, 2 shots off target. Yeah, he was getting involved a lot. 72 touches, that's a lot. 80% in terms of accurate passes. He also made 4 key passes. And then he was also involved in 14 ground duels. If you check the ground duels every time he goes up against the opposition players, he did that 14 times today. There's no one who usually comes anywhere close. He also gets fouled. I think he's like top or second in terms of getting fouled this season, even more than the likes of Zaha. So he definitely works hard. So I'm still going to give him a 7 out of 10. I mean, he did get almost 3 assists, so maybe 8 out of 10. But no, I wouldn't ignore the fact that I really wanted him to get a goal and he didn't. So 7 out of 10. But he did play well. So 7 out of 10 for Jesus. Bench players. Today we are going to talk about the bench players because the players who came from the bench, they did really, really well. Reece Nelson, man, like it was like when Saka went off, it's like he gave him his powers, you know, like it's like when he tapped his hand or start whatever, like he gave him his powers. Because that Reece Nelson was playing today, second half, they could not handle him. 9 out of 10 for Nelson. Who thought? I would never have thought I would ever give Reece Nelson a 9 out of 10 in a player ratings. Never. Reece Nelson gets a 9 out of 10. To put that into context, the only players I've given 9 or 10 this season, I remember from the top of the head, I gave Saliba 10 out of 10 against Crystal Palace at the beginning of the season. I think against Liverpool, I gave Martinelli or Saka 9 out of 10. I think against Leicester, when Jesus scored 2 goals, I gave him 9 out of 10. I don't think I've ever given 9 or 10 out of 10 to anyone else. Reece Nelson, my goodness. He almost scored a hat-trick. I was like, oh my, Reece Nelson scoring a hat-trick for Arsenal. I was like, he actually will. There's a time he got a chance, but I think he was trying to pass the ball to Jesus. I think even he wanted Jesus to score a goal. But that the first finish, roof of the net, fantastic. Second finish from a tight angle, fantastic once again, Reece Nelson. 9 out of 10. Listen, if Nelson plays like this every day, because I remember against PSV, people are saying, this is why Pepe should not have left Arsenal. No. If Nelson plays like this and Marquinhos plays like how he played in the first game he played for us, we're not going to even miss players. So 9 out of 10 for Nelson, fantastic. You could see and that will give him confidence. That is what you want. Because if he came on today for a whole, almost an entire game and then missed an open goal or something twice, the confidence would have been more short and would have been here saying, you see, Nelson should have been taken out on loan. No, this gave him a lot of confidence. And I want to check his stats because Reece Nelson today, fantastic, man. So hopefully he can get 2 goals and an assist. Fantastic. He also got that assist for Partey's goal. Fantastic. 3 shots on target, 50 touches of the ball. He had, let's see, 89% in terms of accurate passes. Fantastic, man. He was fouled as well. He committed 2 fouls. Fantastic. 1 cross out of 1 as well. Didn't give away the ball too many times. 9 out of 10 for Nelson. Really, really happy for him today. Really, really happy for him. The other bench players, Vieira, 6 out of 10. He was only on for like 25 minutes or something. 6 out of 10. Did he create? I mean, at that time, I was just listen. The last 10 minutes, I was just looking at. I can't lie to you that I really watched Fabio Vieira's movement in that game. This game, I'll definitely watch it a second and third time. PSV, I didn't go by. I always watch Arsenal games 3 or 4 times. The PSV one, I didn't bother because it was only PSV with the ball. So 85% in terms of accurate passes when Vieira came on. Yeah, didn't really have a chance to create anything, so I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10. Cedric as well, 6 out of 10. Cedric looked good a bit on the left side for those 25 minutes, not bad at all. Who else came on? Didn't really get involved a lot, so I'm going to give Tierney 5 out of 10. He wasn't on for too long. Didn't really have a lot to do, to be honest. And Nketiah as well. In that last 15 minutes, you could see Nketiah was trying to get a goal. Nelson was trying to get his hat trick. Jesus was trying to get his goal as well. Odegaard was trying to get a goal. Like everyone was trying to get something for themselves, which is understandable. I really wanted Jesus to score that, though. That is the one player I really wanted to score. I'm going to give Nketiah 5 as well. I wasn't on for too long. Did anyone else come on? Tierney, Nelson, Cedric, Fabio Vieira. Oh, Nelson came on in the first half. Already talked about him. I even forgot Nelson was a sub because he was so good. So 9 out of 10, those are the subs. So let's recap that again before we go to Arteta. Ramsdale 7, Tomiyasu 8, Ben White 8, Gabriel 7, Saliba 7, Partey 8, Xhaka 7, Odegaard 8, Saka 6, not because Saka is a poor player, because he was only on for 20 minutes. Martinelli 7, Jesus 7, Nelson 9, Cedric 6, Vieira 6, Tierney 5, Nketiah 5, Mikel Arteta. I mean, considering, because people now watch. Before this game, people were saying Arsenal have started dropping off. Arsenal, this is Arsenal's downfall now. People had started saying Nottingham Forest, don't underestimate them. They've just beaten Liverpool. They've just drawn with Brighton as well. You never know. This could be a tough game for Arsenal. Now, if you listen to these people who are talking about Arsenal afterwards, all the pundits that you know, they'll start saying, nah, Nottingham Forest is easy. This is easy. Everyone will beat Nottingham Forest. No. Stick to the same thing you were saying. You were saying Arsenal are dropping off and Nottingham Forest are playing well. So keep saying that, because I want to give it a high rating, because I know people will start saying, no, it is only Nottingham Forest. No. But for today, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Reasons, first of all, that is the first time we've scored 5. We've won 5-0 in a home game under Mikel Arteta ever. Like since Wenger left, this is the first time we've won 5-0. That is the first time we've scored 5 goals in a home game since Wenger left, which is good. The biggest win since he left. Again, a clean sheet. Fantastic again. We are back to the top of the table. I can tell you as well, there is no one who thought Arsenal are going to be top of the table heading into November. This is we're in Halloween weekend, right? This is a Halloween nightmare for the rival fans. Seeing Arsenal top of the table, this is our Halloween message to them. This is it. This is it. We are top of the table until November. They did not expect this. They knew Arsenal would be out of there by September, but we are still top of the table. Also, sub-wise, I did not expect him to bring on Nelson. I thought he was going to bring on the usual Nketiah or Marquinhos or something like that, but no. He gave Nelson a chance, which is fantastic. We did that. Maybe the only thing is, I don't know if Saka wanted to play on, but I'm not sure about letting Saka run on one foot for 15 minutes because that can make the injury worse. But maybe he was feeling okay. Maybe he wanted to go on with the game. I think the doctor has to say that. But at Trafford today, 9 out of 10 for sure. Back to winning ways. We've had a tough couple of weeks. We only beat Leeds 1-0, Glimt 1-0. PSV 1-0, and then we had a tough game away to PSV the other day, my goodness. And then last week against Southampton. So it's not been the best month, but this was the last game for this month. I remember asking, if you check the video from the beginning of this month, the video that is usually called how many points will Arsenal pick up the next 5 games. We looked at this month and we had how many games did you have? I think we had like 10 games this month, right? And we were like, my goodness, this is going to be a busy schedule. We were going to face Tottenham after the international break. We were going to face Tottenham. We are going to face Liverpool. We were going to face PSV twice. We were going to go to Bodo Glimt in Norway. We were going to play against, today, we are going to play against Southampton, against Leeds United. So it was going to be a very tough month. But this whole month, we've drawn once and lost once. That is fantastic. That is fun. Out of all those games, when people are saying Arsenal players will get tired, that is fantastic. We've only dropped points against Southampton and PSV. And if we win against Zurich this week, we won't even remember that PSV game anyway. So that is fantastic. I thought this was going to be a very busy month. Even at the beginning of the campaign, when I did the video with Bavs talking about which month is going to be more difficult, it was definitely going to be October because we are going to face Liverpool, Tottenham, PSV. We were supposed to face Man City as well. It was supposed to be a tough month. We were so good this month to the point that even Man City got scared of playing against us this month. They postponed the game. They didn't want to play against us this month. Haaland thought about Saliba. He was like, nah, I'm not going to play against Saliba this month. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to play against Saliba. Yes, this Man City was scared of playing against us and they postponed the game. That is how good we've been this month. 5-0 win to Arsenal. Those are the player ratings. Let me see what you guys are saying before you call it a day. And Man United 0, West Ham 0 as we talk. It's going on very well. Oh, I talked too soon. They've scored. I talked too soon. I could have waited for another 10 seconds. Rashford has scored. Doesn't matter, Rashford. Saka is still 10 times better than you. RK says, happy with 5 goals, the win and a clean sheet. Fantastic. That was fantastic. Thank you for the super chat. RK, that was a fantastic game for sure. I was screaming for 6-7. It was very, very possible today. Kamara says, I'm not happy because I wanted Jesus to score. Same. Up the Gunners from Jallo and Dami as well. Ismail says Sanchez a Man United player. Come on, Ismail. Come on. You know what I mean. You know what I meant. It's called being sarcastic. I know which team Sancho plays for. Come on. Don't tell me that joke went over your head, Ismail. Come on. But I still don't know who he is, though. I've never heard of him before. Musa says good luck throughout the match, but he couldn't score still. Thank you, Sam from Nigeria. Edward says no worries with Jesus because he's even happy with the friend score. Yeah, this team is together. As you've noticed, when anyone scores a goal, you can see anyone is happy, everyone is happy. So that is fantastic. Good win. I'm happy. Jesus should stay in finishing, but he's good in assists, says Dennis. To me, we need to fight until the World Cup comes, says Stansel. Let me know your man of the match, by the way. You're going to say Nelson, right? That is easy. Apart from Nelson, let me say that because I know you're going to say Nelson. Apart from Nelson, who else impressed you today apart from Nelson? Let's see. Thank you for the comments, Exodus, Victor. Alhaji says, I'm okay with the player ratings. Ole says, keep up the good work. Many have been saying Arsenal will drop off, a lot of them, Ole, since August. All of them have been saying that. I appreciate it. Grimmer, hopefully I'm saying your name right. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ole, as well. Let's see. Keep up the good work from Kenya. Thank you, Ole. I appreciate it. So, fantastic win. There's still one more thing that we need to check. The Premier League table. These days, I do not forget checking the Premier League table, guys. That is one thing I never forget. I I wake up and every time I think about the Premier League table, this has been a fantastic. I would never have dreamt about Arsenal doing this well so far this season. Never. This number of wins, this is weight. We are heading to plus 20 in goal difference. I think this time last season we are like on 1 or 0 in terms of goal difference. So that is fantastic. Thank you, Ayobami, as well. I appreciate it. Let's check the table. Let's check the table. Oh, this is fantastic. Absolutely. Still top of the table. And Tottenham was so close to losing yesterday. I was really praying they lost, because my thing is, I know Man City are very good, as I always say, but I want us to create that gap between us and Tottenham and these teams, Man United, West Ham, all these teams that usually fight for the top 4 and top 5 against us. But so far this season, we've scored 30 goals. Only Man City have done that as well. We've also conceded 11 goals. Same with Man City. Guys, we're actually going toe-to-toe with Man City. This is incredible. Tottenham are now 5 points behind us, but we have a game in hand. Tottenham have played 13 games. We've played 11. So that is good. There's also Newcastle. Newcastle are playing really, really well. Newcastle have only lost 1 game. Thank goodness we're not playing them right now, because they are very high on confidence. I don't want to play a team that is very high on confidence right now. 24 points. Man United have already been added for their 3 points. So as it stands, they are 5th on the table, but they'll still be 8 points behind us. So Man United have a long way to go before they become as good as Arsenal. They will not like hearing that. They will not like hearing that. Chelsea are 6th now. We are now 10 points ahead of Chelsea. Fantastic. Listen, if we beat Chelsea next week, we are 13 points ahead of them. Man, that would be so good, because these are the teams that usually fight against us for the top 4. Remember that. Which other team? Liverpool. Liverpool. My goodness. Liverpool are 15 points behind. We are 15 points ahead of Liverpool. That no one would ever predicted that. 15 points ahead of Liverpool? No, that is too good to be true. 15. That is incredible, man. That is absolutely incredible. 15 points ahead of Liverpool. And then there's like West Ham, who's been fighting against us as well. We're almost 20 points ahead of them. But yeah, I know Man City are still very good, as I said, but you're 2 points ahead of them. And I think this is good experience. Let me tell you why I'm so happy Arsenal going back, because when people see us this happy, they're like, why this guy's happy? Man City will win the table. We win the Premier League anyway. Arsenal won't win the Premier League. Why are they so happy anyway? That is not the point. The point is, the more we are top of the table, the players that we have right now, Saka, Martinelli, even Odegaard, even Saliba, these players are so new to being top of the table. Remember, Saka and Martinelli are new players. They're still youngsters. So this is the first time they've been top of the table in the Premier League. Same applies to players like Saliba and Gabriel. And okay, Tierney did it with Celtic. And then Jesus and Zinchenko did it with Man City. But the other players, though, Ramsdale is not used to be top of the table at all. He was bottom of the table with 2 other teams. He is not used to this. Players like even Partey did win a La Liga title at Atletico Madrid, so ignore him. Even Xhaka is not used to being top of the table. All these players, you get the point. Smith Rowe, Tomiyasu, they're not used to being top of the table. So the more we are up there, the more they're getting experience. The pressure on the game is more. So they're like, wow, now they're getting used to winning these games under pressure against Liverpool, away at Brentford. This is good experience for the next couple of seasons, because if this season Man City are the favorites to win the league, but we know we are going to improve in terms of signing players. We're going to improve their game. These players are going to get older and more experience, and they've been used to being top of the table, fighting with Man City for 6-7 months. Next season and the season after that, we are going to be more used to it. So that is why I want us to stay top of the table until after the World Cup, because I know the experience the players are going to get. Not because Glen is deluded and Arsenal fans are deluded and Man City are definitely going to win the league. No, I'm looking at the experience. And also going head-to-head with Man City, like even when we win 5-0, I'm like, no, this is not enough. I want 8. Because we know Man City are used to getting this 7-8 goals. So it's good to go up against them, battle for battle, like what is it called? So it's not toe for toe. Is it toe for toe? It's not called toe for toe. It's punch for punch. My goodness. I think it's punch for punch. So we're going punch for punch against Man City. They're going ahead of us. We're going ahead of them. It's toe to toe. Yes, it's toe to toe. Why was that so hard, man? Toe to toe. That is what I was looking for. So it's good. We are getting experience and we are doing well. And the players that we have Fantastic. So next season and the season after that, it's not going to be a shock like, oh my goodness, we are in the Champions League and we are facing Napoli. It's not going to be a shock because we are used to being at the top. So that is why, not because I'm sure Arsenal is going to win the Premier League. No. Fantastic. 5-0 win against Nottingham Forest. They were used to us, so this is good revenge for everything they've done to us the last couple of seasons. As usual, if you haven't hit the like button, come on. That means you're a Man United fan. That means you're not happy about what I said about Sancho. That means you prefer Sancho to Saka if you haven't hit the like button. And that is not great. We are Arsenal fans forever. Come on, Arsenal. 5-0 win. I'll catch up with you on the next one.